Hey, it's Jeff Wiseman in Park City, Utah, and I got me a new toy. We're going to do a little review of it. This is the Igloo brand 55 quart bear proof Igloo, and unlike anything that's normal for me, I read the instructions this time. I know, reading the instructions on a cooler, I mean, come on, shit, you just put ice in it and close the lid and you go camping, right? Well, one of the features of this, besides being super heavy, rotational and molded, big drain plug, gaskets, bear proof, is that this thing's supposed to keep ice or keep your shit cool for 5 days. But according to the directions, you need to pre-chill, pre-freeze this. And what they want you to do for that is, they want you to put some ice in here 24 hours before you go off. So today's Saturday, I'm leaving Sunday morning when I wake up, and I just woke up, hence the bad air and slowness of the video. So let's see what this thing is. So I've got my thermometer here. Inside here is 75 degrees, 74.9, 75.1. So we'll just call it 75 degrees. This has been sitting inside my mud room. And what I'm going to do is, to preserve ice, I've got a homemade block of ice, a quart block of ice. I'll put that right here in the middle. And I'm not sure what that is. That's a mixing bowl of block ice. We're going to put in there, and that's all I'm going to use to pre-cool this. We'll be gone for a whole week, camping out up in Glacier National Park, and maybe a place on the way up and on the way back to break up my time. So anyways, 24 hours to go. I'll come back in another couple hours and shoot this again for temperature. But already, and I'm just shooting the sidewall of this. It's already bumped down from 75 to 72 degrees. So anyways, let's see what happens. As far as the build, construction and everything, features on here, it's got everything that and more that we would need. So I'm not even gonna go into a review on the features part of it. I'm sure there's other people on here, but this thing's seriously built like a tank for you fishermen. It's got a scale up to 27 inches on top, and it's got a little padlock loop right there. So we'll be back in a couple hours and check this out. Okay, it's been about 7 hours. Hadn't moved, and I just want to look in and check. And temperature-wise, on the wall, 46 degrees. Here, 47, fluctuates, 47. And my ice cubes have started to melt. There's a little bit of a, let me see if I can show you. That'd be a little bit even better. So far, this is holding pretty good. So the ice cubes are not completely melted, and there's just little puddles around each one, and where the ice cubes are close enough together, the puddles are touching. And the outside, for whatever it's worth, room temperature, 75 degrees. 72 down there, 75 on the floor. So yeah, this is a little bit cooler. So it's probably thermally inducting to get the core of the insulation at its coldest temperature, which is what you want to get 5 days of cold temperatures used out of this. Something like that. All right, we'll be back. Okay, it's been a little bit over 24 hours, and the ice has completely melted, as has my ice block. Temperature-wise on the lid, 57. The water on the bottom is 49. The wall and the wall of all this is 56. So we're getting ready to, break everything. And we are going to pack up and get the hell out of Dodge. There's a little bit of ice left in here, just to show you how much ice did not melt. A little bit of a sliver there. Thinking about the directions makes me really wonder. It tilts everything in their favor. If you were to pre-chill a regular igloo and then load it up 24 hours later after it's been properly chill inducted, ice would probably last a day longer that way too. So anyways, it's Sunday, it's 8:30ish, and we're gonna pack up and hit the road. We'll report back later on how this performs. Good morning. It is, what day is today? Wednesday. And so we left town with the ice cooler thing Sunday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days. And so far I am very impressed with the cooler. Temperature on the lid, 45. Down low, 39. Everything is staying cold. I've got about 1.5 inches of water in the cooler, and this right here is my homemade bag of ice, which is probably equivalent to about 2 bags of store-bought ice. And then this right here and this right here were my frozen blocks of ice. They have melted. So, because I'm going to be returning this weekend, today I will probably get a couple more blocks of ice, 1 or 2, put in here just to keep everything chilled at the proper temperature. And then we'll see what time it takes, how long it takes for everything to get back down to room temperature when I return, which will probably be, I'm guessing, if we put ice in here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday, 5 days. So let's see what happens. Okay, it is Friday evening, almost 9 o'clock. I am back home, and we're still testing the cooler. So one thing I did, I got lucky. I got a tray that I had bought with an Igloo cooler probably 20 or 30 years ago that fits perfectly in here on top, and it keeps my cheese and my lunch meat and even my beef hot dogs out of the moisture of the water. So 2 days ago, I got 2 bags of ice at the campground store, and I broke up the bags of ice and I threw it in here. As you can see, I am 4 fingers deep with ice water. But here's what's interesting. The bag of ice that I brought from home, from my fridge, from my freezer, is still a block. It's holding better than the bags of ice did that I bought in the store. So anyways, temperature-wise, shooting it on top, I'm at 50 degrees. The water down here is 33 degrees. The wall is 46 degrees, and my beef hot dogs are at 51 degrees. So I'm assuming that's a properly cooled cooler. So I'm going to keep checking back in every day, every couple of hours, and wait for all the ice to melt and wait for the wall here to drop above 48, 49, 50 degrees, 54 there on the top. And that'll let us know when this Igloo cooler is starting to gain heat, lose its chill, whatever you want to call it. So the test is still going, so hang tight. I know this is dragging on, but maybe in editing I'll be able to clean it up a little bit. Okay, one more thing about these coolers, and I asked the park ranger when I checked in at the St. Mary's campground. She said for these to really be bear proof, the trick is you've got to have a padlock on the lid. These rubber handles are just convenient, but if you put a padlock on there, then they don't care if you leave it at the campsite. I wasn't going to leave it at the campsite because I'm traveling around in my car, going to trailheads, and I like having cold drinks, cold food with me. But that is what makes it a bear proof, at least in the National Park Service official opinions. Okay, just checking in. It is Saturday night, and it is about, hold on one second, 8:30. So remember, it was a Wednesday at about 5:30. I put bags of ice in here. And I've still got ice cubes in here. And my ice that I brought from home is still cubed and stuck together. I don't know why my clock stopped. Anyway, so my homemade bag of ice is still blocked. Everything is still ice cold in here. Temperature wise, I'm at 47 degrees. 46 on top, and the water and the ice is, let's see, how do you get that? 33 degrees. So anyways, I'm expecting this to continue working through another 24 hours. There'll be some ice left, I'm assuming, and then from there it's going to be a matter of how fast does the temperature drop. But we'll check back. Okay, here we are on Sunday exactly. Let's see, that was Wednesday. I added 2 bags of ice. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 4 days to the hour that I added 2 bags of ice. There's No more of those bags of ice. And looky here, the water's still cold. My homemade ice is down to this. So without even shooting the temperature, 49 degrees on top, 47 there, 44 there, and I don't think this is going to register water very well, or the can. Let's call it 51 degrees. I don't think that's right, because it's sitting in ice water. So we're 4 days into, and we have not had any temperature drop, although all the ice is melted. So that's pretty good. We'll be back in 24 more hours at the 5-day mark, and we'll see how much has changed. Okay, here we are at the 5-day to the hour mark on this Igloo rotationally molded Yeti clone cooler. So last night, 24 hours ago, where's my thermometer? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Everything was good and we had not lost any temperature. So now at the 5-day mark, and this is what the cooler manufacturers are saying, is that they keep their cold. Let's see what we got. On the top lid right here, 57 degrees. Down here, 54, and the water, not that you get a good reading off of that sometimes, it's still 55 degrees. And sticking my hand in here, it's still cold. If this was a beer, I'd be very happy with this. But there is no ice left in the cooler. So my observations now, let's see if this does anything, is that yeah, this thing will keep your food, ice, beer, drinks cold for 5 days once this thing is acclimated and pre-chilled and all that other stuff. Look at the Igloo logo on there. So I'm gonna call this good. What I might do, since I'm not in a hurry and I don't need this, I might come back here in another 24 hours. Let's just do that. Let's just come back at 6 days and let's see how much from, what did we say it was, 54 degrees basically. Let's take a temperature reading right there, an inch above the water line. 54 degrees. 54 degrees. Let's see if we can go 6 days without losing a lot. So one more test. Sorry to keep dragging this on, but I gotta be honest with you. I am impressed with how well this keeps cooling, because all I did in the, let's see, today's Monday, so it's been 8 days. I put in a couple of frozen homemade blocks of ice and a homemade bag of ice, actually probably equivalent to 2 bags of ice, and then I added 2 more bags of ice that I store-bought at the campsite. So, I mean, this has saved me a lot of money in gas, not gas, in ice. And at this rate, in about 20 years, I probably will have paid for the difference in this and my old cooler, which was a Rubbermaid 48 quart, whereas this is a Igloo 55 quart. So here's the deal. We'll be back in 24 hours, and then after that, I'm going to drain this and clean it out. Not that it needs cleaning, but I'm going to go ahead and drain it and get it ready for my next camping trip coming up. All right, so see you in another 24 hours. Okay, it's been 6 days to the hour. since I put 2 bags of ice in here, and this is the last installment, that's still kind of cool. The lid is at 66, I think it was at 54, 55, so it went up 10 degrees. The back wall is 64, 63. Water, which it's tough to read, getting the same thing. My Coke can, these things don't read good off of round surfaces, so we can't take that. The water is still cool, but the trick here is these beers would be good if you drank them fast, but at 50 something degrees we have started to, or 60, I'm sorry, what did we say, 62 degrees, we've started to lose temperature. So you can go 5 days and keep your temperature in here. 6 days you're going to be pushing it, depending on what you're doing, where you're going, yada yada yada. But yeah, 5 days works. So anyways, that's it. No more to do testing wise. This serves its purpose. And I want to mention something. The walls on here are pretty thick, and the lid is very thick. And I was just up at Costco, and they had some cheap cooler. I can't remember the brand, but it had a University of Utah logo on it, and the walls on it were not even an inch thick. So anyways, these are good. That's it. Hope you enjoy it. If you got any comments, please leave them below. And if you like this, hell, I don't care if you buy one or not. I don't make anything off of this. Anyways, that's it. See ya.